Attention in the classroom. What is up, everybody? It is your opinion bestie here, giving you the rundown on pop culture. As I'm sure you have all heard, there is a new Wizards reboot that has already come out, starring some of the original cast. Now, if you guys grew up on Disney Channel, you guys know the original, which is Wizards of Waverly Place. Hat, crazy funky junky hat.
What's that? A hat? Crazy funky junky hat?
A lot of the original cast was asked to come back to a guest star appearance just to go to the premiere, but one cast member is missing in action, okay? You might remember him as a cast member who played Zeke Beakerman. Now, the actor that plays Zeke Beakerman, his name is Dan Benson. It says that Dan Benson started doing like adult entertainment in 2023, so that's 1 year pretty much. And the reason was, at that time, there was a story in which like his personal photos were leaked out to the public. He was also struggling at that time to like book more jobs after Wizards of Waverly Place, and was like, well, maybe I can just kind of like go into this particular career path.
I took that power back.
Yeah.
Because you do feel like you're taken advantage of. I'm gonna just take this back and take ownership of this and take this horrible thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
And turn it into one of the biggest opportunities in my life.
My previous perception of this story was that Dan Benson, I thought, wanted to be at or be featured in the Wizards of Waverly Place reboot, or he wanted to be invited to the premiere. And when he didn't get invited to the premiere, he was like complaining about it. That clip went viral of David Henry blocking him, and it was like him. And so I thought, okay, Dan, be for real. Like, you're doing adult entertainment, and this is a kid's show. You know that it is definitely going to impact your ability to be on the show, because if kids Google your name, then they're going to see your like X-rated content. So it's like it's a no-brainer for a Disney Channel show, you know, to not allow you to do it. Now, if you were, let's say, like just with the leak and those things leaked out, and that was it, then that makes sense. Like, you know, I can see why you'd want some kind of fairness in place, because it's like, well, you didn't necessarily control the fact that information was like shared without your consent. Or if you had like done it maybe years ago, and then now you're like, you've pivoted to acting, and then you're like, well, actually I don't want that tied to my name anymore. So I think it's like, it's not all encompassing just because there is X-rated content you can't be on Disney Channel, but I initially thought you wanted to simultaneously do your content, and you also wanted to be on this kids show. So I'm glad to find out that that is not the case, okay? He is fully aware that he kind of gave up that ability to reboot his character when he did decide to do the adult content.
I think that it's super exciting that the fans kind of get to relive their childhood. The other side of me is very sad, because I know for a fact that I definitely will not be a part of it. That's all on me. I totally get it. I put the chance of bringing back the character I played away when I decided to go along this path of being an adult content creator.
I think what he was pointing to was just these like little snide comments that David Henry was actually making.
Choose a reoccurring character who should guest star on Wizards Beyond Waverly Place.
Silence.
I can't believe you guys put one of these people on here.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Millennials understand that.
I feel like if you're dealing with someone who is self-aware, like it actually seems like Dan Benson is, then it's like, okay, David, come on, just keep your comments to yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's like, he's not even expecting for himself to be part of the reboot. So that's where I'm like, you don't have to make little snide comments. He fully understands his position in this. Now, what I will say is the true injustice, and what I realized from the Wizard of Waverly Place reboot, and I'm holding Selena Gomez accountable to it as well. Y'all are sick. Has everyone seen or heard of that podcast by the character that played Harper and the character that played the dad? David DeLuise, and I forget what the girl's name is, let me check. Jennifer Stone and David DeLuise had a podcast, which was Wizards of Waverly Pod, and on that podcast they were basically recounting stories of their experience on the show. They were also re-watching all of the episodes that were on the Wizards of Waverly Place, and they were kind of like doing like live reactions. And I felt like the podcast was also done very Reboot friendly. For example, if you guys have seen like the Ned's Declassified cast do their podcast, they talk about a lot of like adult subjects, and it makes sense that their stuff isn't kid friendly and why Nickelodeon is not inviting them back to the network, among other things, I'm sure. Now the Wiz of Waverly podcast has always kind of had this very PG sense to it. David Eloise did go to the premiere, but they're noticeably missing from the show. But my curiosity is why Harper didn't go to the red carpet, or Jennifer Stone. Why didn't Jennifer Stone go to the red carpet? I don't see anything about her there. I could be wrong that she attended, but I don't see her, and I'm curious why she chose not to attend. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and I hope you guys will tune in for the next one. See you guys. Bye.